Fred, mental health. How do we end up with staying mentally healthy with all of this information that we've already talked about as far as communication and connection?
Yeah, so that's the essence of staying mentally healthy is human connection. And one of the things you can get is that being anxious or being depressed or being afraid or being confused or being afraid or being scared or being scattered or being aimless or being tired or all the things that we think have something to do with mental illness are really just functions of the human condition. These are things that our body does for us, not to us. These are things that, even if they're highly uncomfortable, do not necessarily represent anything called mental illness. So, in other words, being uncomfortable is not a sign of being mentally unhealthy. It's okay to be highly uncomfortable. If you haven't noticed, the world is an extraordinarily challenging place right now, and it isn't getting less challenging. Being confused in these days and not knowing which direction to go has to be considered normal. So, what is the matter of being mentally healthy? It's a matter of stepping back a ways and realizing that all of this is essential humanity. That all the experiences that you're having, including the ones that you're pretty sure are bad or wrong or ill or diseased or afflicted or affected or negative or sick or ill or whatever, they might not be ill at all. You see, mental illness is a very variable definition. I've been around the world and checked out mental illness in various corners of the planet, and it's entirely different in some areas than it is in others. This, of course, is not true with every medical condition. When you have a broken arm where you are, and you go to Singapore, you still have a broken arm. And when you go to like Ottawa, you still have a broken arm. In Reykjavik, still have a broken arm. That is not true with mental illness. When you have a mental illness in Sacramento, that might not even be a mental illness in Orlando, let alone in UK or let alone in Reykjavik or Nepal. The idea here is that because it has a variable definition, humanity sort of defines it on the fly. It's really nebulous on the edges. And what some people call mentally ill, other people call gifted, other people call it a variant of normal. And because of that, because its definition is so variable, we don't even know what mentally healthy means. None of us can ever really define what mentally healthy means.